Hey guys, subscribe for daily content. And if you're shopping for gear, make sure you check out the description for the newest items at some of the very best online retailers. There's also links for some of the items that I personally recommend. Thanks.
What's going on YouTube? Metal Complex here, and today I've got a very interesting knife review / knife overview to share with you guys. This is the CJRB Pyrite in reverse Tanto or Wharncliffe or whatever you want to call it. This is a budget knife. It's a very good budget knife. In fact, I'm going to tell you guys this right at the beginning of the review. I think this is the best budget knife of 2023 so far, if not one of the best budget knives to ever exist. Here, somewhat recently, CJRB came out with the original button lock Pyrite. This one's also a button lock, and it is excellent. It was, I said this is probably the best button lock that I've ever handled, especially at this price point, and I think it's one of the best budget knives of all time. And then they went a step further with this guy. If you want to hear why I think that, then stick around, right? But if that's all you wanted to know, then there it is. I'm going to try and, I got this one early. Thank you very much to CJRB for sending it in to me. But I'm going to try and time this review to when they are available. Don't crucify me if they're not. I'm sure they'll come back in stock, but I will link this right down below so you guys can check it out. Much like the original Pyrite, I am certain that they will come out with various, different versions of it. This one's in stainless steel. I'm sure that they'll do G10 and micarta. I'm sure they'll do a titanium one and all of that, right? Just be patient. I'll link everything down in the description so you can check it out if you want to. Thanks again to CJRB for sending this in. Thanks to my patrons for supporting me. And please make sure to follow me on Instagram at metal_complex. It does help my channel when you use those links, but that's entirely up to you. This is very similar. In fact, it's almost identical to the original Pyrite. We're going to fly through specs here. Overall length coming in at 7 1/4 with a we'll call it 3 1/4 inch blade. Your cutting edge is only about 2.75. If you want to go to the middle of the frame to measure blade length, then we're talking 3 1/8. Let's put it up real quick up against the original Pyrite. There you go. It's the exact same length. It's just got a different blade shape. Just a few size comparisons today up against the Ontario Rat Model 1 and the Ontario Rat Model 2. There we go. Let's put it up against the Civivi Elementum button lock. There we go. It's actually a little bit bigger, which is something that I prefer. How about up against the Demco 80 20.5? How about up against the, the Benchmade Bugout? There we go. And finally, up against the Spyderco Para 3. How's the action? It's perfect. God, it's even better with this hole here. Now, I think it's a good idea, CJRB, if you're watching. We've got an opening hole here, and we have a reverse Tanto / Wharncliffe, whatever you want to call it. Octopus Tuesday Spaghetti High Five Surprise. Call it whatever you want. I really don't care, right? That's how little I care about how you label the blade. We have a thumb stud on one. We have an opening hole in the other. Good idea to swap offer blades with, like, for example, the reverse Tanto with a thumb stud and the drop point with the opening hole. I think people were already voicing that they wanted that, and I think that's a good idea, right? But as far as, which one I prefer, the opening hole is definitely better. That one's going to work better for me, feel a little bit more natural. It's very easy. It's very satisfying to reverse flick and definitely satisfying to do the forward flick or just wheeling it out, right? Whatever you want to do. I think it makes it a little bit easier to manipulate if you're wearing gloves just because there's a bit more to grab onto, but it depends on the size of your glove and your hand and all of that crap. The button lock functions flawlessly. There's not a lot of travel to it. It's not crunchy. The swing into the closed position is perfect. I mean, it literally, if you hold this, it just swings. Oh, it's so beautiful. That's exactly what you want there, right? Very good. Carry profile. Let's put it up against the Spyderco Para 3. Thickness, not quite as thick. In fact, nowhere near as thick. Let's put it up against the Bugout. That knife's a copy of the Bugout. That's right. That's right. It's a copy of the totally original profile of the Bugout. The blade and frame are completely and totally original. No one has ever made a knife that looks like this before, so the Pyrite is definitely a copy of the Bugout, right? People deleting their comments. Anyways, the thickness, did we do that? Did we actually look at it, or did I start doing that thing I always do? The Bugout's still a little bit thinner, and these are aftermarket scales, but they're very similar to the original thickness of the Bugout, so it's a little thicker, right? Let's do hardware check. I'll get all my tools as per usual. My tools are very inexpensive and very recommendable. You can find them right down in the section of my description that talks about the tools I use on this channel or the pinned comment under every video. The pivot is a T8, and as far as I know, it's still a free spinning pivot, which is a bummer, right? We'll go ahead and I think we can go ahead and test that. And it is. CJRB. Just make a captive pivot, guys. It's not that big of a deal. You need 2 drivers, but it's annoying, right? So it's something to point out. That shouldn't be a deal breaker. I know people are going to latch onto that and be like, I'm not going to buy it because it's a free spinning pivot. Okay. Why don't you help, write a Lifetime movie? That sounds really dramatic. The frame screws, T6 on both sides, and then T6 for the pocket clip screws. I wish they were T8. Again, not really that big of a deal. Just make sure you have the right type of tools. Place to put your hardware, you should be good to go. This is not going to be a difficult knife to take apart. Let's go ahead and weigh it. This is the stainless steel version. You do not have to buy a stainless steel version. They make titanium versions of these. They make G10 versions of them, right? So the stainless steel one's going to be the heaviest at 3.7 ounces, which is still really not all that heavy for a pocket knife. Let's take a look at the inside here real quick. They did mill it out, which is a good move. It would be a lot heavier if they had not done that, so that's nice. Blade stock thickness, let's go ahead and measure that here real quick. Blade stock thickness on the Pyrite, I think is like 115. Oh, it's 105 thousandths. Not thick at all. Okay. Meat and potatoes time. This base version is AR RPM 9, which is CJRB and Artisan Cutlery's proprietary powder formed steel. I think it's the only powder formed steel that we see consistently in budget territory, and it performs very well. It's a nice, well-rounded steel. It's basically powder formed 9CR 18 MOV, so you get that even particle distribution, which ultimately creates a better balance, right? 9CR 18 MOV is a decent composition in and of itself, but having that really fine grain structure means that everything is going to be very consistent throughout the blade. So you have a very nice balance between edge retention, toughness, ease of sharpening, and stainless properties. This is a stainless steel. Perfectly acceptable. In fact, it honestly feels like a deal for what they want for this knife, which we're going to talk about. I have no problem with AR RPM 9. I think most people are very much enjoying it. It's not going to perform like, the super steels that you find in the multi-$100 territory, but it's definitely good enough for this knife. No issues. This has the same ergonomic lines as the standard Pyrite, so it's very good choke up spot. Good relationship to the jimping. Hammer grip is fine. You can mount the pocket clip for lefty carry, which is great. The pocket clip is very close to perfect. Not quite. I would have preferred that they just went down and up and not this weird dip at the end, but God, that's a silly thing to complain about. The stainless steel one I found that I like the most. I'm going to say the same thing that I said when I reviewed the original Pyrite. Guys, this is essentially, it's exactly the same. There's no other differing elements here. It's literally just the deployment method and the blade shape. That's it, right? Which I like better. So you can kind of see where this is going to go. I will say the same thing as the original one. The G10 versions have peel ply texturing, which I think is great. I think you should offer an option in the stainless steel variants where there's some texturing. It doesn't have to be the entire thing. That would look cool. You could also just mill a section out of this, just right here, and do diagonal or do diamond pattern. My God. That would be so awesome. And you could do it on the other side, right? And just have people kind of deal with it. Or you could just do it on one side. I honestly don't care, but I think that this area, especially the stainless steel one, it looks nice. Continue to offer it, in this budget territory, I don't really mind, right? It's oftentimes I complain about a lack of texturing on expensive knives, right? It's like we will make a knife that's just flat titanium and a plain blade, and they'll be like, that'll be $250, please. Well, at that point, it's like mill something, a pattern into the blade to make it feel a little bit better. At this price tier, I don't really, it's fine. I think it's totally fine to have like a plain version. Some people are going to prefer this, right? Especially people who don't want to drag that clip over texturing in and out of their pants every time. But I think a milled section with some texturing in it would really put this thing over the top. And honestly, if it's going to make it cost a little bit more, which I imagine it would, I would pay it. As long as you kept it in budget price zone, I would pay a little bit more for some texturing. I think it would look really, really cool. And I think it would be to CJRB Artisan Cutlery. I think it would be to your ultimate benefit, and I think that they're ahead of me. I'm sure they're already doing this. Offer as many different versions of this knife as you possibly can. Coated versions, non-coated versions, right? Satin finish blades, tumbled blades, blades with like heat anodized hardware, different colors of G10 and micarta, versions of the stainless steel that are textured, versions of the stainless steel that are not textured. Same with titanium, higher or lower polished titanium. You have a really special model here that a lot of people would like. It's not just me calling this thing an evergreen, and if you don't know what an evergreen is a knife that is so fantastic for so many people. It's such an excellent buy that we see them over and over and over again on various channels, right? The knives that I use as my size comparison knives, the reason I do that is because so many people are familiar with them, and the reason that people are familiar with these knives is because they are very, very good models, exceptional models above what we normally see, in the knife world. The CJRB Pyrite is an evergreen. Absolutely 100%. I don't think there's any question the Pyrite is an evergreen. They got so many things right. So the next step is to make sure that this base model, which already caters to a wide variety of people, allow people to get exactly what they want. This blade shape was an excellent move. This is my favorite EDC profile. A short, Warncliffe / sheep's foot / reverse Tanto blade thing. Something I can get my finger on up here and do draw cuts on at this size. On top of that, we have an opening hole, which means there is nothing in the cutting path. Even the standard version, there's not really anything in the cutting path, right? But there's nothing poking out of the side. I can get at this blade in pretty much any situation. I love this blade. I wouldn't change anything about it. We have a tumbled flat ground blade. It looks absolutely perfect. CJRB on one side and then very small. I really appreciate that, since we have to have these little codes on here, I really appreciate they made it as small as they possibly could. I can't complain too much. The cutting edge is fantastic. Thinness behind the edge is fantastic. You can see that taper there. We still got a tip. God, this is a good blade. As far as it's not going to be like, I live in the forest and I gotta make my, have to make my way. I gotta craft my goods to stay alive. Well, then this probably isn't for you. The other 99.99999% of the world's population, this will probably work just fine. Obviously, if you live in, on top of, or near the ocean, a stainless steel frame is not going to be the right way to go, right? Most knives are not going to be the right way to go. So use your best judgment there. But for most people, the stainless qualities of the frame and the blade are good enough for most people, even if you're around, kind of a wet environment. They're still stainless. Wipe it down, but you're going to be good to go. So just understand, I'm not saying this is the perfect knife for every person on the planet. That knife doesn't exist and it won't ever exist. Period, right? Even with AI, we're never going to get a knife that is absolutely perfect for everybody, right? Unless, okay, all right. If let's say we get nanotechnology and we can make blades morph and we can change their composition on command. All right, then fine, right? But we're not there yet, so shut up. But sorry, breathe. All right, back to the review. This is very good for a lot of people. That's why I call it an evergreen. It is a very, very recommendable knife to people who have been around in the knife world for a very long time and people who are brand new. It caters to a lot of people, right? Fit and finish is spectacular. Everything is clicky and crisp. Gone are the early days of CJRB and Artisan Cutlery where the fit and finish felt a little bit off. That was years ago. This feels like a complete product. It really feels like they have got their stuff down. I don't think you can throw a rock in any direction on the internet, in the knife world section of the internet, where people are not saying good things about the Pyrite. No, it's not the most aesthetically interesting thing in the world, but it's a nearly perfected daily cutting tool. Yes, there are still places in the world where this is illegal for some reason. I'm sorry that the lawmakers in your area are so stupid. I personally can't do anything about that. But in most places, at least in the United States, this is definitely a legal thing to carry and use, right? It's fully manual. The button is not what deploys the blade. It's what unlocks the blade, right? This deployment is created by me and the force from my finger, right? It's an entirely manually operated knife. Like I said, positions for clip mount for lefties and righties, which is fantastic. CJRB cares about you lefties. You should note that. And this is very easy to manipulate as a lefty. In fact, I kind of prefer to manipulate buttons with my index finger. So if you're left-handed, I think you'll enjoy this even more than right-handed people. And in either grip, I think there's very little chance, even choked up right here, I'm squeezing as hard as I can, and I'm not disengaging that. Here, as a right-handed person, this is where you're most likely to disengage that blade accidentally, because in the choked up position, your index finger naturally falls on top of it. So if you squeeze, I'm still having a hard time getting it. I can get it to disengage. So be aware of that. Right-handed people, when you're choking up, you're going to have to make sure that that index finger is not falling on top of that button. It's the same with the original Pyrite and most button locks. You got to be aware of that because you don't want to go to the hospital, right? A lot cheaper to use the knife properly than to get stitches. That is a really stupid thing to say, and it goes without saying, so I'm sorry for having wasted your time. There's a lanyard hole. They even love lanyard people. Look at that. Fantastic. This carries ultra deep all the way in the pocket. You're only going to see the clip. That's fine. In and out of the pocket, very smooth, thanks to the smooth surface. Obviously, if they decide to texture it, it won't be quite as smooth, but it probably won't be that big of a deal. I like the clip. It's fine. It's steel, but they didn't put a big, goofy, stupid bill on it, so it's not going to grab anything, or not, at least not readily. You can kind of see how it locks up there, that slot that is milled to accept the plunge lock there, and that works just fine. The lockup is completely and totally solid. No blade play up, down, left, or right. No stick, no pivot lash. Very smooth in here, and plenty of, honestly, I'm going to try as hard as I can. There we go. If I swing it as hard as I can 4 times in a row, I can get it to whip out, but it takes quite a bit of force, right? So if your primary occupation is parkour all day, every day, maybe not for you. Everybody else, I think you're going to be okay. The stop pin is located in its traditional spot, and there is a little, is there? Maybe the slightest bit of shouldering. It looks pretty flat there. No big deal, right? Very good. Like I said, no lock stick. And how's the centering? Perfect. I mean, I did get this from CJRB, right? Here's the one that I carry and use all the time. Still perfect. What's the price, huh? What's that price? As of right now, this is pre-recorded. You guys aren't going to see this I'm recording this like 2 or 3 weeks before you guys will see it. The pre-order price on Blade HQ was $49. That is just spectacular. That is spectacular. More than fair. This is wonderful. Whatever version you want. I think this right here, specifically this blade shape, any version of the Pyrite that you like, if you like drop point better, go for it. This version of the Pyrite, I think, is the best version of the Pyrite and legitimately the best budget knife to release in 2023. One of the best budget knives to release ever. It is an evergreen knife. It's going to go in my favorite knives of all time, my most recommended playlist, and my cheap knives I like playlist. It's very rare for a knife to hit all 3. It takes a truly spectacular budget knife to hit all 3 on this channel. Listen to him priding himself. He really thinks he's something special, right? Seriously, this is epic. I think pretty much anybody would be happy with this. I recommend this to everyone, which is something I am not used to saying. It's not something that happens a lot. Congrats, CJRB. You made something awesome here. Please make sure to follow me on Instagram at metal_complex. If you enjoyed this video, leave a like. If you'd like to check out my other content, I do, of course, have lots of videos of knives that are either expensive or inexpensive that I do or don't like, so check those out. And if you enjoy all my content, go ahead and click on that Metal Complex logo right there and subscribe because there's definitely more coming. Thanks again for watching, everybody, and have a great day.